The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Friday, the 23rd of February, 2024. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Lindos, and People's Pharmacy. I'm Jamal Hartman. He's Larry Marshall Jr., and Taylor Dill will be with us in a bit to bring you the latest in his news break, brought to you by People's Pharmacy. It's the last Friday of February, I think. Brett, what's popping on your end?
I'm good. Good to see you. I see you got, we got to talk about the hat off the bat,
Well, what happened is Teo came in her profiling like Stevie Wonder's nephew the other day. So I said, I might as well add some style as well. He's got the, fancy looking Ray Charles sunglasses going on. And so, I just wanted to get on Teo's level. That's what that's about.
All right. A little razzle dazzle for a Friday. Okay.
Yeah. That's all that's about, We've got Suzanne Ingham, and a good morning to you. She says, awesome, beautiful Friday to you, TDH. And good morning to you as well, Farah Palacio. We appreciate, Cool Hassel. She says, I love the hat. As Farah Palacio, we appreciate you. She says, I'm loving the hat. Karen Simmons says, good morning, TDH, Jamel, and Larry. We're going to have some fun today. It's Friday Fun Day. Folks, show of hands, yes or no, real quickly. Anyone going to the Black vendors market tonight at Bacardi? Anybody going to be there? Because we will be there. Well, not as part of the Daily Hour. I'll be there. I'm working my first vendors market. I got that from my mom. My mom's was a vendor. She had vendor license and would be out doing her thing. But I'll be there, part of Bermuda Trivia. So make sure you stop by and get yourself some Bermuda Trivia cards if you're going to be present. Will you be there?
I'm gonna stop by.
Okay.
But go Bermuda, because Bermuda Trivia is serious. Now, do we need to hire security around that booth? Because if you start asking some trivia and people start arguing, I don't want,
Oh, I'm not planning on that. I just want to look. I'm trying to make money. I ain't trying to do this ain't about asking questions. Well, yeah,
that's how you do it.
Buy it. Yeah, would you like to buy it? Yeah, but Angeline Butler says, yeah, she'll be there. So maybe we've got one sale. Adeline Swan, we need a valid reason why you're not going to be present. A valid. I'm joking, but said you're not going to be there. Karen Simmons says yes, she'll be present. Farah Palacio says, I might pop by after work if there's an if, I might be there after work if it's not too cold. Okay.
It's not
it was free. No, I think I said this yesterday. I think the weather people have been lying to us because it definitely felt colder than the 63 or whatever they said it was yesterday.
It's 60 degrees. It's not freezing.
I was freezing, bro. I was freezing. Charles says, no, it's supposed to rain. Absolutely not, Charles. Take that rain stuff elsewhere. And Angeline Butler says, hold me a deck. That's what we love to hear. All right, folks. Well, greetings, everyone. And thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today. It's Friday Fun Day, brought to you by Mailboxes. So we're going to have some fun today. We have some giveaways, right? We have the giveaway today. So we're going to give a couple of extra people an opportunity to be eligible. So far, we have. I had no reason to make all that noise, but something Teo used to do when he was opening the Royal Gazette. NTS, Dawn, and Renee, 3 names in the draw. So 2 people will join them either by getting today's question right, or we'll do what's that thing where you spin it and all the names come up? Yeah, that draw thing. Yeah, we'll do
like a lottery draw.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And you just put the hashtag giveaway. Yeah, that thing. So, folks, the Daily Play is the things you should know. Very, very Bermuda trivia-like question in this. So a very, very Bermuda trivia-like question. Do not forget, if you haven't already, subscribe to our website, right? I'm going to do something. I hadn't had this planned, but if you haven't already, right, let's just show you, because it is Friday brought to you by Mailboxes, right? This is what we're going to do. So if you haven't, check your email, but if you haven't checked your email, this is what you want to do. Go to the website, right? It's what's the website? That's a good question. Mailboxes.bm/the daily hour, right? And if you ship, just fill out this information, get your account set up, and guess what? You see this? It says, oh, and your first 2 years of membership are free. Booyah!
Oh, you would take that.
Yeah. So check it out if you haven't already. Take advantage of your daily hour relationships. We're trying to help you all to save a little bit of kazash. All right. So yeah, that's that. But let's jump into today because we're gonna have some fun. Well, I just got an email pop up that I think it's that's not my email actually. That's the Daily Hour email. The One Bermuda Alliance from the Honorable Jarian C. Richardson, JPMP. They sent the reply to the budget, they're reminding us to tune into the reply to the budget. So, folks, if you'd like to hear the reply to the budget, please check that out. All right. So, wow, gee, Karen Simmons says, I signed up and packages on the way already. Look at that, folks. We love that. We love that. And we know that those packages will be on time. So thank you for doing your thing, Karen. But let's jump into today. We're going to have some fun. As I said, make sure you share it with your friends, your family, your colleagues, because Friday Fun Day, brings down the blood pressure. Well, when we ask the question is, we talk about tourism and we say, what is Bermuda's most valuable asset? And we always hear people consistently say, the people, the friendliness, right? That always seems to come up. But I think we're more than that. And I think we'd all agree. Friday Fun Day is not really just about having fun, but it's about recognizing what we have in common, our shared interest and values as Bermudians. And that's my hope when we do this segment, is that through this, we'll realize we actually have more in common than not. But also, even our differences, life is about embracing our differences as long as they're not causing harm to us in any way.
Yeah.
This morning, we're going to have a lot of fun with this, and I hope that we can carry this into other spaces in our lives. But the question for this week's Friday Fun Day, very simple. What are some of our most unique Bermudian traits? What are some of our most unique Bermudian traits? What do you think some of our most unique Bermudian traits are?
It's interesting because I don't know if excuse me, if anyone was able to see the short video clip of Leilani Nesbitt, and she talks about 5 things about Bermuda, and she talks about the people, the view. I want to say food and a few other things, and it was just not the standard Bermudian thing, but it was nice that she was able to get it out and around. But for me, what I kind of peeling back the layers and think about what makes Bermudians unique or Bermuda unique is our level of protection for Bermuda. And we could be bickering, complaining about the roads, saying about so many different things, politics, vax with our sport teams, but let somebody say something about us. It's like we all just mobilize and go into protection mode. And I think that's important because at the end of the day, sometimes nothing's perfect. And I'm not saying that we're defending nonsense, but I just always like to see sometimes when we get behind Bermuda and no, we got this, we got da. And you know what I mean? We just kind of go into that big brother mode and form like a protective shield. Like, no, you're not just anything about us.
You know what actually emphasizes your point more? I know a lot of people don't have Twitter, but if you ever see someone say something bad about Bermuda, you could have Bermudians sending subliminal messages of dislike to one another. But as soon as a non-Bermudian says something about them on Twitter, oh, it's like, okay, we're gonna come together to take this person out. And I agree. I didn't even think of that, but
And hold on, it doesn't even matter where the Bermudian is located. All the Bermudians that's relocated, they just jump on board and they're right here with us.
yeah. I agree. That is a very unique Bermudian trait. Bermudians tend to, protect, stick up for each other, have each other's back when dealing with outsiders. And I mean, even the thing, and I say outsiders, like people on the internet, somebody will say, oh, the Bermudian accent is the worst accent I've heard. Well, that's it. Delete your Twitter.
Yeah.
But
Again,
that's a good point.
FBI mode, the checking out on you.
Yeah.
Do you like, wait, what? You're from Texas? Hey,
Yeah.
it goes in.
Audience, what are your thoughts? What are some of our most unique Bermudian traits? And again, I believe that we have so many things of value that we love about who we are, what makes us different culturally, right? Our values. What are your thoughts? What do you think? We've got, Sheikah Rana saying, using car horn to say hello. So most of us have lived in the US or the UK or Canada or somewhere for school, for work, or we've traveled.
Yeah.
We've at least traveled.
Don't do it abroad.
Folks, New York City is the most unique place I have ever lived. New York City, they don't honk their horn. They're not tooting the horn to speak to you. They're tooting it. They're honking the horn to let you know, I'm coming to run you over. Like, and they're not stopping. That the uniqueness and why we honk, I don't think we understand it. Like it's a dun, dun.
But it's so interesting because it's the level of honk. Somebody could see that you're mice and they're giving you to get you, and you just know, and then you got to give it back, and people know whether it's when it's a hello or friendly honk versus the get out of the way or what are you doing honk. So I actually like that one, Sheikah.
Yeah, we have different. Thanks for saying it. Bermudians communicate with car horns. Would you agree that we have a way of communicating with car horns? In the US, it just seems like it's used for one thing, right? It's like anger. Like, what are you doing? Like, I've never in all my years driving in the US used my horn to speak to someone.
Yeah.
But in Bermuda, there's a language. Like your car horn is a language. The language is you can speak, you can give someone warning, which is, I think, what it's supposed to be used for.
Yeah.
That's the law, I believe. You can cuss somebody out with your horn, right? But we have a way of speaking, a language with our car horns. That's a good one. What else, audience? What are some of our most unique traits as Bermudians? What are some things that stand out that actually, even Larry and I may be very different, but we share the same value because this makes us Bermudian. This is one. Charmaine Richardson says, saying good morning.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you what, and I'm gonna say his name because everybody knows him. I remember one time, this is a couple of years ago, I must have WhatsApped Ja, right? Ja the comedian. John the Donja Two Fools. And he says, good morning. Like, yo, what? You not got your Bermudian manners no more, right? I said, oh, true. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Living in a place like New York, you say, when I first moved to New York City, I remember saying good morning and someone responded like, what you say? Like they wanted to fight me. And I said good morning. And they looked at me and just walked off. Now I know people in the South, you went to school in the South, Larry, are very friendly.
Yep.
They, hey, howdy, how are you? Da-da-da. But to me, no matter where I've lived, you do not enter a room without acknowledging the people already in there.
Yeah.
That to me is a Bermudian thing. I have entered like my offices in the US. Greetings, everyone. And literally people keep their heads down, like they'll look at you, see you, and just go about their day because it's not normal to them.
And the Bermudian thing about that is like, oh no, I'm gonna say it loud every day now, just to irritate people.
Yeah. How do you know that's what I did?
Yeah.
And I would not start a conversation with you for the day until you addressed me and said good morning or some form of greeting. That's just how it was. Like, no, we're not doing that. Like I came in here, I greeted you. Now you all may say, oh, well, Jamal went in Rome, do as the Romans. Yeah, I get that. I understand that. I'm in their space, but same way, I've addressed you. The least you can do is address me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got one right here. This is the one. The use of nicknames.
Yeah.
Bermudians are so creative and it sticks.
Yeah.
Somebody's 75 that you ain't got no business knowing their nickname, and you heard someone say it. So I completely agree with that. I think the creativity and it's not even just that. I think it can come from so young. You know what I mean? And just happen chance. How you got that nickname? Oh well, so and so made me trip over sticks, so they called me Sticks. And now you're 35, and everyone in Bermuda knows you as Sticks. Nobody doesn't even know your real name.
I wonder what my uncle's name sticks. I'm gonna ask him. But since we're talking about nicknames, and you're right, I think you should tell the audience why everyone calls you Burp.
Everyone are just people that's really close to me.
Well, I mean,
No, my nickname, to be honest, when I was a baby, my mother gave me that nickname because I burped a lot. So
and it just
that's how
stuck.
I got the name. And so my family, tell you the truth, no, my family, it was just a family name.
Mhm.
And my first cousin and I met Elliot, and we was in the same class. And her dad, my mom's brother, came down to school, Burpee, and everybody looked, laughed, and then everyone just started calling me that.
It just stuck. I do my best not to call him that on the show, folks, but it's like that's my brother. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I know him as, right? So it's funny because I remember Sancha saying one day, remember the group, she's like, I'm just speaking how Sancha would talk, folks. I'm making fun of her, yes. She's like, why do they call you Burp? And then I read it how she talked, and Sancha, so every now and then she'd be like, okay, Burp. Let's just say it. But
Yeah.
nicknames well, let's talk about that. Since we have that, what is before we go any further, what are some of the most unique Bermudian nicknames you've heard? Let's hold the thought on traits right now. What are some of the most unique Bermudian nicknames you've heard?
Of course, now I can't think of any, right? But I think it's the combination of them. Like, sometimes you got 2 and 3 words that make up a nickname.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm drawing blank.
I honestly, what are some of the most unique Bermudian nicknames you've heard? I can't think of any right now, but I'm going to use myself. There was a time people thought my like Hartman was a nickname, right? Because it started at football, right? He was playing Darnall Village, and Al Lendy just used to refer to me as Hartman. He's like, all right, Hartman, Hartman. So it became this thing where everyone just started calling me Hartman, right? And I remember one time saying, this is my actual last name. Like, that's not a nickname because the name was so unique amongst everybody, right? But I'm like, no, this is my last name. And then I would joke with people and say, I don't know you like that. It's Mr. Hartman, right? And the guys, would have fun with it. But yeah, like some unique. I mean, my dad's nickname is Bridge, but that comes from Outer Bridge, his last name. Unique one. Some unique ones, like Lionel Tipcan, right?
Yeah.
We've got Sluggo Lavrock, Dwayne Sluggo Lavrock. That's a unique nickname, Sluggo. Right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll come back. Somebody's name, Cheeseburger. Interesting. Cheeseburger. You know somebody named Cheeseburger?
No, I don't.
That is the unique Bermudian name.
Cheese. People named Cheese.
Yep. Cheese. We've got
I got some people named after food.
Tiny. I know what Tiny Ming, who was around softball in Noah Village. We have Sticks. Yep, I'm about Uncle Sticks.
But what about the particular nicknames that only certain people call you? Like, somebody from a certain incident and they'll call you something. I know this girl, I call her Red Wine, because she spilled red wine on me one night on a brand new suit.
Oh.
So every time I see her now, Red Wine, and she just shakes her head.
It's the two names that get me.
Yeah.
the red one. This is one. Gumbo, Ralph Gumbo Bean. That's his actual name though, Gumbo, isn't it? I thought that's his actual name, or is that a
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll have to ask him.
Ask his son. He's talking about the father probably though.
Right, but I think it's his actual name. I don't know if it's a nickname. I thought it could be.
I'll be shocked if it's his real name.
I'll ask. We've got now Boxhead. That's a Bermuda name.
Yeah.
We all know a Boxhead, right? Scooby, I've heard of Scooby. Pepe. You've got Pepe, Mouse. Yeah, I have we know a Mouse. We got a Mouse.
Austrian.
Austrian.
Okay.
And Burger. Well, one of my closest friends is named Fathead. We call him Fathead. I'm not quite sure that's acceptable in the U.S., right? U.S. they'd be somebody be pressing charges against you for calling them Fathead, right?
Yeah. We can't end it without talking about the inappropriate nicknames also. I mean, there's some things we won't say on the show. We ain't trying to, get rid of our sponsors. But that they're there, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's I mean, we gotta remember it's PG, but there are some inappropriate names that people have for other people. Yeah. Let's stay away from this. Stay away from this. But we're gonna bring Teo in for the conversation. But keep those nicknames coming. We'll get back to the actual conversation. What makes it unique? This is fun. Friday Fun Day brought to you by our friends at Mailboxes. So keep them coming. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. A Bungie though, Teo says Bungie. I know a Bungie. You know a Bungie, bro?
Yeah, my brother.
Yeah, that's what your father. I remember when I was at your house saying, "Hey, Bungie." I'm like, I know, Bert. It's Bungie.
Yeah, that's family nickname.
All right. This is true, Sherry. Sherry says, how many pinkies do we know? We know quite a few pinkies. Yeah, I know a pinky or two. All right, let's bring Taylor in for the Daily News Break. This is fun, don't you guys think? This is fun.
I agree.
This is fun. We're going into the weekend smiling. Don't go anywhere. Someone's going to get this week's giveaway as well. Let's bring in Teo Wonder Dill or Ray Charles, whoever his gun is today. Stick with us. Hey, Tay, you might want to make sure we can hear you first, so that we can tease you a bit more.
My bad. I am the, what do you call it? Yeah, I'm trying to finish the character off. I don't know if the head bobs are. No, I just look like I'm breakdancing badly at this point.
Yeah, you have that tendency. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah.
But you know a bungie, Tay?
Yeah. No, I grew up with a bungie. I always felt as though I never actually asked him like why his nickname was Bungie, but I'm almost positive because he was a baby with a huge head. Like it must have been. It's the only thing that would fit, I think, because it just like Larry, it was mostly like a family thing, like his mama, his daddy, his siblings, his aunts, his uncles. That is to say, people that saw him enter the world looking like a lollipop. And thankfully, he has grown into his head. Like you wouldn't understand why he's called Bungie now, which I think is probably in his interest. Because if he still looked like a Bungie, I mean, I've got surgeons for that now, so it could be worse. But the thing that I wanted to mention that's unique about Bermudians, it's something that based on something Larry said. That is to say, Myson.
Oh yes,
because Myson, I have argued this all over the world. Like I try to evangelize the religion of Myson, because Myson, it is not just daydreaming, right? It's not
it's Bermudian daydreaming.
It is like when you're Myson, nothing's going on up top. Like you're just unplugged. It's like when a computer goes sleep, like it's not off, right? And all you gotta do is tap it, she come right back up. But that's what Myson is. It's the equivalent of good sleep.
I never thought of that. Like I just learned that pokey. The term pokey was a Bermudian.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. All these years I've been in the US.
Say pokey or Myson? No one outside Bermuda knows what you're talking about.
Oh, I had no idea. So you all got to teach us when we're leaving, and I've been out there so long. But real quickly, Gumbo responded on WhatsApp. He's laughing at me that I didn't know it was a nickname.
Gumbo I was about to say, man, like, I think his name is really Gumbo.
I would have been shocked.
But I knew him. Obviously from birth, North Village, and our moms played netball together. But I knew him as JR because he was a junior. That's what we called him. As we got older, it was Ralph Gumbo being junior, right? So I thought Gumbo was the actual name. You know what I'm saying? I apologize. Let me apologize, brother. I apologize, man. I apologize.
I'm about to get on for being on this fan on the show to you.
Well, no, we got to get the information as it happens. So Charles H. Jefferson II, I never doubted you. It was Larry and Taylor that was saying, no, his name gone because Taylor went work academy.
Yeah, man.
Play back the footage.
Yeah, it was those guys. And see, Angeline Butler says, I still call him JR. See? Yeah.
Okay.
I'll tell you what you got in the news. You want to get in the news?
Sure. Well, the report on the progress of the installation and efficacy of the new signature school should be published soon, but the anecdotal reviews from stakeholders have been uniformly positive. This coming from Education Minister Diallo Rabane in the Q&A section of yesterday's post-budget press update.
Desire is to produce an annual report on how we are doing, and that I understand that report is imminently to be released. But from the drafts that I've seen, we've had nothing but positive reports from both students, parents, and teachers on those programs. And when we do get information back from our learning partners that have signed on with MOUs, they are expressing wonderful things that are happening with those programs.
All right, now Transport Minister Wayne Furbert was also present at the same briefing, and he shared that public transport users will be able to pay their fares digitally within the next few months.
Introducing digital fare, I believe, in May. The whole package will not be completely up to date, but as far as putting in your cell phones and tapping or showing it to the bus operator or the ferry operator will be done. The other parts will be added on later on where you just tap and get on.
Now, I assume that the immediate response for a lot of people is, hooray, that sounds really cool, bringing Bermuda into the 21st century. But what about the seniors that ride the bus, right? Going digital for them is likely to be a challenging thing. Many of them, I wouldn't even have a smartphone. They will be issued cards, according to the minister. So, they're not going to be able to bring change anymore, but it'll still be made as easy as possible to not disrupt their experience. Now, the Minister of Economy and Labor, Jason Hayward, he's headed to Dubai next week to share his insight and expertise in this year's Global Black Impact Summit. Now, the BGIS is hosted by the Black Impact Foundation. It's an annual event intending to celebrate the achievements of Black folks around the world, promote excellence, and explore untapped potential in a wide range of fields. While participating, Minister Hayward will engage with future leaders and underline the importance of the role that diversity and inclusion play in creating a more equitable and fair society. And also, I'm pretty sure this is about a friend of the show. A group of talented local artists will be showcased at the People's Gallery starting next month. The Bermuda Society of Art announced that the To Spring with Love exhibition at Onions Gallery will begin on March 1st. And the first installation will feature the Descendants, showcasing the Kemble family's artistic legacy at Studio A and B. And the second celebrates SJD Worlds, that's my man Stephen Johnston, SJD's anniversary at Edinburgh Gallery with the 20 Years of Graphic Design exhibition. And then finally, we are 2 years out of the worst part of the COVID-19 global pandemic, thankfully. However, and this is getting worse day by day, many people around the world, including those here in Bermuda, are suffering from ongoing symptoms called long COVID. Now, one of the most noteworthy symptoms of long COVID is called brain fog, forgetfulness, to difficulties concentrating. Just you're not able to think well. Now, a new study shows that it may be due to damage done by COVID to the blood-brain barrier, which can wreak havoc in the parts of the brain that facilitate memory consolidation and storage. Here is a short summary of what that can look like and feels like in practice.
To trudge through neck-deep sludge, except mentally, you're tired, you're confused.
There is a phenomenon known as PESE, which is post-exercise symptom exacerbation, very similar to what happens in chronic fatigue syndrome, PEM, post-exertional malaise. Here, individuals describe a crash or relapse of other symptoms, could be physical, cognitive, or emotional, or new symptoms following exertion.
Now, so I'm not sure if any you two know anybody that suffers from long COVID, but this is not a joke. It's for real. Yeah. It can be a life degrading experience, and there aren't a lot of treatments that are currently, reliably trustworthy. But it's hopefully something that the scientists and doctors can sort out soon, because people's lives have been changed. Like, they got through COVID itself okay, but the aftermath has been just horrifying. Now, as far as the weather is concerned, don't get hit with the okey doke by today's relatively clear skies, because the weekend is going to provide more of the wet, windy conditions we've been dealing with for what feels like all year. This is due to the presence of yet another cold front set to show up later today that will keep the skies gray and rainy and push the air temp back down into the 50s again. And Larry, I don't care what you're talking about, it's cold, bro. It's cold. The humidity is real.
Yeah. This bro talking about it's only 60. Oh, okay.
Only 60.
Yeah.
What you got for days of the year, bro?
I have. Maya will be very proud of me today, guys. International Dog Biscuit Appreciation Day.
What's with the dogs or the pets getting everything this week?
Yeah. And I had some options. But I said, you know what? Maya, this is for you. Bella's trying to make an appearance.
She stood up just now and she's looking at
the biscuit.
licking
She
her
heard dog biscuit.
I'm gonna bring some biscuits up for Bella next time. You know I'm lying. Full well I am not bringing nobody's biscuit for any animal.
Yeah, she could go get a treat now that she heard that she heard treat. Her ears go up and she hears treat. But happy International Biscuit Day. Tay, you got a dog?
No, I don't. I kind of have a cat because my wife and kids, my eldest kid, they're allergic. So I had to choose between them and my long-standing cat, Beatsy. And sorry, Beatsy. Yeah, he moved upstairs.
Yeah, boy, kick this cat out, everybody. I'm glad. I'm happy for your family, bro. Tay, thanks so much. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you soon.
All right, take care, y'all. Good to see you.
All right, folks, don't go anywhere. We will come back. We're going to continue this Friday Fun Day brought to you by Mailboxes. Stick with us.
People's ACW, located at King Edward VII Memorial Hospital, carries over-the-counter medicines, toys, cards, and even toiletries. Our knowledgeable staff are there whether you're at emergency, visiting family, or a member of BHB staff, to show you our best even when you're feeling your worst. People's ACW, we're here for you.
Welcome to the new bulk store, Lindo's Next Level.
Take a look at our workwear for construction workers and tradesmen. Durable, stretchable in all the right places and plenty of options for tools and accessories. Here with our wide range of tough and comfortable footwear, you can't go wrong. As you can see, Medical House really is a one-stop shop for everybody. We can't wait to see you.
See it all at our new expanded location on Bakery Lane.
Alrighty, welcome back to the big show. Larry Marshall Jr. I am Jamel Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Lindos, and People's Pharmacy. Do not forget to subscribe on our website, thedailyhour.com. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Let's get back to it, folks. The question this morning, what are some of our most unique Bermudian traits? What do you think of when you think what makes us unique? Let's go. Kenton Trott said, I was speaking to tourists last evening, and they said all the Bermudians they have encountered are so kind, helpful, and calm. Caught us on a good day. That's the calm part.
I'm glad. Our tourists need to come back.
We want to make sure that we're giving that impression at least. So thank you to those tourists and the Bermudians. Thank you to those Bermudians who engaged them. Charles H. Jefferson II says, our indignation when someone doesn't greet you with a good morning or good afternoon when entering a store or room. I take that personally. Man, I'm about to get over that. Though. Seriously, I'm about to get over it. I have to get over that. Or do I?
I was gonna say no. I don't take it on, though. I will say I don't take it on.
Angeline Butler says, getting up to give a person a seat on the bus. Well, back in my day, do they still do that? Because I remember if you didn't do that, like your family found out and you would be in trouble when you got home. Like that was a thing. But I haven't been on the bus in so long, folks. I mean, is that still a thing? I mean, it definitely.
I would hope that it was still a thing. And to tell you the truth, most of the bus drivers would enforce her. This bus ain't moving until she gets a seat.
Yeah. You had those kind of bus drivers back in the day. But I know on the trains, like catching the subway in New York, it was rare you would see that. Very rare you would see that. Ebony
See what? Sorry.
People giving people seats.
Okay.
Ebony Susan says, flashing our light to indicate police or speed traps near. Another way we communicate on the road. Yeah, it's not just the honking the horns. You all do let. I saw somebody tweet last night. It was the funniest thing to me. Somebody tweeted last night, said, yeah, I think I honked. I flashed a unmarked police car. So they think they, an unmarked police car. I was laughing. Like, that's actually funny. Like,
I actually flick sometimes to let people know to come out, and I was like, I'm not doing it no more because I don't want them. And they say, he told me come and something goes. No, I need the driver to make that decision. So I stopped doing it for those reasons.
You don't want to be liable. You don't want to be liable.
I would just stop and wait, and they have to take it upon amongst themselves to go.
Yeah. What are some of the most unique Bermudian traits, folks? If you're tuned in, before we go back, just make sure you please give us a love, a like. Make sure you share this conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues. But just take a minute to just give us a like, a love, whatever platform you're tuned in on, and repost it, retweet it, share it with your friends, family, colleagues. This is Friday Fun Day, brought to you by our friends over at Mailboxes. Kia Renee BDA says, because we are so small, we have the opportunity to make the quickest positive change. Plus, we have natural all around us, no matter who you are. Something people wish they had. Indeed. Taylor Dill, he said, we're the only people I've ever met that mice, as he explained. Micing isn't just daydreaming, it's a whole other thing. Well, Larry, that's something I never thought about. And I've never used it to an American. Like, it's something I probably would only say around Bermudians. Stop micing, but you know what I'm saying?
I don't know. It became this huge thing. This is how I know. I was in college, and it was after track practice, and I was tired from the workout, so I was just I was micing, and this girl said something, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I was micing," and she said, "What? Micing? Well, what's micing?" I was like, "Micing? Everybody knows what micing," and it was like the whole grounds focused in on me and micing and explaining what it means. She went, "Oh, you mean luncheon?" Like, it was, and everyone thought it was hilarious, and I was the only person that knew what micing was, and I was just like, "No, yeah, they don't know what micing is."
You felt very out of place, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I did at times feel out of place for other things, but not. I knew what micing was, so I was okay with it.
All right, another Bermudian thing. Ebony Susan says, calling everyone auntie or uncle.
Yeah.
I don't know, because we kind of, like, I see Americans now calling like older people, like Shannon Sharp's unc, Monique's auntie. So I know they do that. I think something we do in that respect is call everybody cousin. That's definitely. I don't think Americans necessarily claim their cousins like that.
I sometimes call people, "Oh, Jackie, go up, brother," or "Go up, ma." But sometimes that's I'm being rude, if I'm being honest.
I mean, we appreciate the rudeness. That means it's not just me all the time. Nicole Hassel says, our homes stand up to hurricanes. Well, that is a unique trait. that is extremely unique. Look, I'm just saying, we must thank our forefathers, those who came before us, who built, had the foresight for the infrastructure that we had, even though a lot of the infrastructure might be crumbling before our eyes because of a lack of, well, anyway. Tanya Cheeseman says, holding the door for someone. All right, so I don't know if it was last year or a year before where someone was murdered in the United States because they held the door open for someone and the person didn't say thank you. And yeah, it caused this big thing. I don't expect anyone to say thank you if I do that, but I'm always surprised when they don't.
Oh, that triggers me.
Yeah. I honestly, I'm just like, someone just did you a favor. No, I'm not. You're not doing it for that, but it's just always it's weird But I think that is something that's so Bermudian to if someone does something for you, like, okay, you just mentioned letting someone out of a stop sign. If you blink, tell them to come out. What does that person do once you let them out?
Blinks back or toots.
There you go. No, in the U.S. and South Florida, man, they.
Yeah, if I hold a door open and someone doesn't say thank you, I normally just say you're welcome and walk off.
Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, it's. I think that is definitely a Bermudian thing, and I think what makes some of these Bermudian traits so uniquely Bermudian is it so small. You know, you're likely guaranteed to see that person somewhere else, right? They may end up being somebody's cousin, brother, right? Yesterday, I'm having breakfast with Gary Moreno, and we get in a conversation with a guy. We're talking to this guy for an entire hour, right? Then I finally figured out he knew who I was because he was like, "Yeah, this guy Anteo, da da da, back whatever." But it's a lot of people I just wouldn't know, right? Find out fathers are first cousins, right?
Okay.
And Gary laughed. Gary's laughing. He's like, "Man, this is the most Bermudian conversation ever." Like, two guys talking for this long and find out that they're legit close cousins. I mean,
Oh yeah, that can easily happen on a regular Friday night. Easily.
That's a unique Bermudian trait. Like finding out that. I mean, I found out people that were in my class all my life were my cousins. Like that, and not far cousins. Like our parents are first cousins, or I'm not going to go as far as say siblings. They weren't that bad, folks. I mean, papas were real and Stearns back in the day.
No, that's the young folk, isn't it?
Yeah, well, see, we're going somewhere else. Let's get back to comments. Let's let the audience say that, right? Nicole Hassel says, my family overseas panic when we have hurricanes, thinking we are so small, we will be blown away. Yeah, that's interesting. People, I know one of my business partners, she's American, so her sister always so worried, like, oh, I'm like, we're good, she's good, trust us. This is unique. What is your host name, bro?
Fred Seal.
Yeah, I think Pleasant View was our name. Yeah, Pleasant View.
Yeah.
This is
a combination of my grandparents' names.
Oh, okay. We had Pleasant View, but our view was a Pembroke dump, so that was pleasant for us growing up. I'm just saying, perspective.
Yeah.
Anyone had any fun names for their houses? Sherry says, our uniqueness to have so many godparents, and the seriousness of how we take the role of being a godparent. First off, why do we do that? Name like the entire neighborhood, and then everybody we played football, went dance with. Like, what was that?
I don't know. Yeah.
And then by the time the child's like old enough to know anything, they don't know half of the godparents. But anyway, that's a Bermudian thing. Like usually, people I'm around in the U.S.
agree. Yeah,
they name an uncle or somebody close. But I do take the rules. I agree with Sherry that I take the rule very serious. In terms of checking in and making sure, hey, look, I do take that. All of my godchildren will know that I'm their godparent and I'm here to talk to or whatnot. So I take it very.
You could have took your godson this morning.
Anyway, I had to work, bro.
Me too.
Look people in the eye. Is this a Bermudian trait?
I saw this one, Michael. I don't know. I guess this is something that you see. I wouldn't have known that, so I guess I learned something new today. But
is it in what culture is it actually disrespectful to look people in the eye? No, it's a cult. Is it one of the Asian cultures?
I just remember on Karate Kid when he'd be like, "Look, I."
Well, maybe in China it's probably you have to. Angeline Butler says our energy, our vibe is so unique. We can sniff out a Bermudian anywhere. Yeah, we can. You ever been in an airport and you're like,
oh yeah.
We're at the right place. Yep. We know we can find a gate at the airport just by the uniqueness of our presence.
Yes. It's mind blowing. Yeah.
Karen Simmons says, up the road, down the road, round the corner. Well, here's the argument that I still don't know what's right. St. George's, is it really down the country or up the country?
It's down the country, Jamal.
But the map says it's up. I'm just saying. We always say down the country. I don't know. What else you got, Bert?
Chooks. That's also a Bermudian term. Yeah, like sorry. Yeah, I got it. Charles says Jeff, that one stuck out because chooks. People don't know what chooks is.
Yeah, that definitely I would say is Bermudian. Chooks.
Yeah. And then this one stuck out. Sherry. We had this big popcorn debate talk the other day. I don't think I was on the show, but somebody was. I can't remember. Yeast popcorn belongs to Bermuda.
Mm.
I,
I have never seen
popcorn man.
I've never seen it outside of Bermuda, honestly. And you all know I love me some popcorn, but I've never ever seen it outside of Bermuda. So let's continue. Let's go back live. What are some of our most unique Bermudian traits? Let's go. So Shikarina says inna. Yeah. When I say that, people understand what I mean in the US though, because I say inna.
Yeah.
They know what I mean. You used to say that around your running folks a lot, you know?
Yeah.
They got it?
In it. No.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. All right. Shikarina says making kites that make noise and attack other kites.
But that's just not Bermudian though. Because I think in the Asian cultures, they would fly kites like that too, right?
I think they fly kites, but Bermudians have a tendency. I think the most Bermudian thing is people making the hummus just to make noise and annoying the freaking neighbors. I think that's me. No, I came back. When was it? Christmas. I'm like, dudes ain't really out Pembroke done flying kites on Christmas. Like, what? I don't know. I'm not like it wasn't a complaint. It was more like, are you serious? Like,
but these kite guys, hey, anyway, feel good Friday.
Yeah, feel good Friday. Pop and wheelies. No, Papa wheelie. That term, it's gotta be Bermudian. Pop and wheelies.
No, but I think everybody does that.
They pop, right?
Pop wheelies.
So it's Papa Wheelie. What's the Bermudian name? Papa Wheelie?
Papa Wheelie, maybe.
Papa Wheelie.
Okay.
Pop a Wheelie. Yeah, Papa Wheelie.
Yeah, I was a master at popping my mountain bike back in the day. Just saying.
I know. Pop. I know. Pop. Yeah, guys would tease me, but anyway. Suzanne Ingham says, going out of our way to make sure the really list/confused tourists get to their destination. Yeah.
Yeah.
We would stop a car. I remember being, in your parents' car or whatnot, and they'll stop and say, "Hey, are you okay?" In the U.S., you're not doing that.
Yeah. I found myself when I was working in dockyard, I would see the tourists on the bikes. And it would be scary, I'm being honest, right? And I'll see some, and sometimes I will pull up to someone and say, "Hey, you're doing okay. Slow down." And they'll just relax. And so I said, "See, don't try to keep up." I said, "Just slow down." I would just tell them, maybe about 5 or 6 times I remember pulling people over, not pulling them over, but coming up next side of them to give them the advice, because I think it's the pressure of, I don't want to be, at the end of the day, sis, traffic's gonna wait, but don't make sense you going off and being in something serious.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Whenever I see tourists on a bike, I don't care who they are, what they look like. I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I'm concerned.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I've never liked seeing them on there. Rashida Godwin says, young people give up their seat on the tour bus and go back of the bus so the seniors sit up front. So it still happens. And I'm glad, based on what Rashida's saying, I'm going to take it that they don't have to tell them to do that. So that's learned behavior. That is still a Bermudian thing. You lot, I say this to, like, I really refer, you lot, I still say that. You say that?
Yeah, I say it.
Yeah, I literally, when I say
these lot.
But people, like, I think some in the US, some people take it as I'm saying you people. You know what I'm saying? And I guess that comes across bad, like you people. But hey,
I could see how someone else could say that and it really come across bad.
Exactly. Mark Arthur C. Phillips, this is one. Calling all the guys from St. David's Bill. That is Bermudian.
Yeah. Nowhere else, anywhere else. Yeah.
Yeah. Bill is bias. Yeah. Go ahead, Bert.
Giving directions by using the color of the house or building it's close to. Karen. Yes. Bermuda's so small and unique. You stay by Dunkless. The next 3 gates on the right, turn up the hill. Don't make a. And you see the gray house, that's that. You're going too far. Yeah.
Yeah. Ebony Souza says, teaching our kids to swim via dock, aka getting tours, maybe not too much anymore. Child abuse. Times have changed. Times have changed. I remember my pa. He was on my dad's boat, and my pa, wheelchair bound at that point, but I didn't like to swim. So just throw that pie over. I'm like, bro, I would go straight to the bottom. You'd be up for something. Don't do that to me. I'll go straight to the bottom. I'll have you up. But that was a Bermudian thing. But can you do that today? Would people really do that today?
My son didn't have. He just jumped.
Here's a different kind of person.
But for me, we were just going to the beach and everything and just kind of learned. I picked up anything. And one day, my daddy was like, "Yeah, we gotta teach him to swim." And we was like, "We know how to swim." He was like, "You know how to swim? All right, come with me." Took us down Pigeon Hill. All right, jump over. And we just jumped over, and he was like, "Okay, well, I know you know how to swim." So I don't know how we learned. I think I just picked it up. I probably can't do a proper stroke or something, but
I actually learned how to swim in my close friend Jadal's pool. A lot of people don't know that. He probably doesn't know that, but that was the first time I learned. But I just never liked swimming, so I'd never go, and people always thought you could not swim. I prefer it, like if we went out on my dad's boat, it was a lot of times fishing or whatnot. But if I couldn't see the bottom, I weren't going. Like, you're not taking me out there, and I don't know what's down there. And
it's the fear of what's in the ocean more so than the ocean.
I'm telling you all, you don't see sharks walking down Fifth Avenue, so I don't believe it's in my interest to get into their space. You all be
I'm
like,
not worrying about you. So look, the beautiful thing of working,
my blood tastes good. All right. Thank you.
So the beautiful thing of having worked in public school for 10 years is that I got to do a lot of activities. And we used to go free diving at in the aquarium ran it, and they used to take the children free diving either in the Sand, Gibbets Island, and then eventually we went to North Rock. And when I mean one of the most amazing experiences in my life is free diving on a sunny, calm, beautiful day is North Rock. And about 10 feet away from me is barracudas just going like this. Not worrying about me. I'm not worrying about them. And I was just like, look, they weren't doing it. No, I didn't make no sudden movements and stuff, but it's just amazing to see. And, half the time, which kind of took my fear away from the ocean.
Yeah,
not that I was scared, but
Mary the Great White was down in Florida sometime. That's why you were cool.
Yeah,
they were tracking Mary the Great White. That's what that was.
No, I went back on a little gray, a little bit of chop. I didn't like that experience as much.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave the ocean to the daredevils, the people. Yeah,
I want to get in the shark cage, but I don't think I will ever.
Oh yeah, that's something. I'm good. I'm good. No, never mind. I can't say that on there. People gonna think of me. I wouldn't mind seeing somebody else get in there. Let's finish with comments. Charles H. Jefferson II says, asking who's your people. Yep. Here's your people. Soon as you sit down. So here's your people. What marshals are you?
Remember growing up, Jamal, anytime you was around a female and their parents or somebody wanted to know.
Yep.
Like, and you thought it was just they wanted to know who, they want to know what stock you come from.
Yep. What's your caste? Mark L. C. Phillips says, find out Jamal Hartman was my cousin after spending 2 years in college with him. Yeah, you don't want to claim me publicly, Mark. Don't do that. It might not work out well for you. We had Sherry says my friend's house was named Blood, Sweat, and Tears. I get it. It was built with blood, sweat, and tears. I get it. Anika DeShields says only know the godparents that stay interested. Yeah, I mean, I have probably 5 godfathers. I only know one, and he's the non-Bermudian one. Let's wrap it up though. We've got Kathy Ann Painter, I am hollering listening to you two going down there. So Bermudian. Down there. Look, we've got a giveaway to do. So we've got NTS, Dawn, and Renee in the draw so far. And we're going to add 2 more people. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll wrap it up. Again, folks, if you haven't already, please, whatever platform you're on, give us a love, a like, thumbs up. And we're going to come back, do the question to add someone else into the draw, and then we'll do a little giveaway tool, and then we'll announce today's winner of this week's prize. All right, stick with us. Do not go anywhere. In the meantime, give us a like, love, and share.
In over 30 years, Mailboxes has brought in millions of packages. That's a lot of packages. We started way back in 1990.
Ship a boombox. Well, okay, sure, we can do that. Check you later.
And ever since, we've evolved with our clients' needs. You wanted packages super fast? No problem. We hired an overnight team to work, well, overnight. Every night. To sort, unpack, and process shipments. You wanted no sales tax? That's why we moved our warehouse from New Jersey to Delaware. And because no one likes paperwork, we do all that for you. Then, we created Dashboard, a seamless customer portal where you can upload invoices and track your packages. And today, we're evolving once again. To eliminate your wait time and to lower costs even further, we decided to start importing and stocking the most commonly ordered items. That's right, we now provide what you want without the wait. Using our international supply chain, our dedicated staff, and our long-standing relationship with customs, we give you instant access to your favorite items, direct from us, at amazing prices.
Amazing prices.
And we think that's pretty neat. Welcome to a whole new way of shopping. How's that? Is that good? Keeper?
Right. Welcome back. Thank you to everyone who's tuned in and engaged today. Thank you to the BAC Group of Companies, Medical Health Lenders, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring we can have these conversations with you on a regular basis. If you haven't already, make sure you give us a love, a like, a share. Make sure that you have these conversations, these fun conversations with your friends, your family, your colleagues. Trust me, we have more in common than we do not. It is time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. And don't forget, Bermuda Trivia will be present. Mr. Photogenic may have a little question or two for you, since Larry mentioned it. So stop by the Bacardi vendors, Black Vendors Market tonight, out on the lawn at Bacardi. And Charles, there's no rain in sight all week. Bacardi, Black History, showing up on the lawn tonight, baby. All right, it's time for the Daily Play. It's the things you should know. Larry, let's see if you can get it. If someone says the answer before Larry, they'll be entered. Here we go. Who was the leader of the Bermuda Progressive Labor Party immediately preceding Dame Jennifer Smith? Sorry, prior to Jennifer Smith.
Freddie Weird.
All right. I was hoping someone got it before you, but they didn't. All right. You know what that means? We're just going to do a hashtag giveaway. Hashtag the Daily Hour. Hashtag the Daily Hour. Hashtag the Daily Hour to enter. It's that leader of the PLP, Pam Gordon, was not in the PLP. She was in the United Bermuda Party.
Yeah, don't make that mistake.
Yeah. Hashtag Daily Hour. We want to enter someone else into the draw, but let's wrap it up, Larry. Final thoughts on today's conversation. What makes us uniquely Bermudian? Like, what are one of our most unique Bermudian traits, and how can we make them work for us? You know, how can we make these Bermudian traits work for us?
I think it worked today, and firstly, let me say, it's the first time I've been on for the Fun Friday, and it just brought us all in an easy mental space. It took our minds off of the more serious things, if just for 45 minutes, for an hour. And I think we need to draw off of that. You know what I mean? What makes us so unique, and how we can kind of just get into a more positive space to help things grow. Yes, things are serious. I'm not saying ignore those things, but we have to be able to to build on it and go forward. So I think that is something we could take from us being unique.
Yeah, indeed. I agree with you. I think I'm grateful that Mailboxes has chosen to, stick with us and do something like this that is of benefit to our community. I think that, you started off by saying, we could be fighting amongst each other, but as soon as someone else comes for Bermuda or Bermudians,
Yeah.
we tend to, come together. It shouldn't take that for us to come together. We can definitely get more done for ourselves if we didn't fight, fuss, and divide ourselves on a regular basis.
Yeah.
The divisiveness is not by accident. It's not by accident. I enjoy these conversations because, as you said, it lightens the mood. It brings our blood pressure down. We're having a bit of excitement. We're joking. We're laughing. There's a lot of serious things going on the island.
Yeah.
But sometimes we have to take a step back and relax and breathe. And this is something I'm learning. Trust me, therapy is helpful, folks. It is. Therapy can be as simply as a simple thing like just going for a jog or talking to somebody, doing something different. So I hope that you all do appreciate this. I hope it works for everyone. And thanks again to Mailboxes for supporting us in our efforts to make this happen. So let's do the giveaway. See who's going to be joining NTS, Dawn, and Renee. Let's have it. Let's hit draw. Do we have the drum roll? Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Zalika Levrock. All right, let's write Zalika on the paper. Actually, we're gonna do it one more time because we didn't. Larry got today's answer right. So Zalika, we'll do it one more time. And we'll hit that.
Big money, big money.
Who's it gonna be?
Sheridan Johnson.
All right, so we've got our 5 people, and let me we do this live on air so you guys know like how real it is, right?
You got an actual pick today.
Yeah, so
because the hat was,
yeah, yeah. Anyway, while I'm doing this, yes or no, I'm gonna ask you again. Anybody will I see anyone tonight at Bacardi? Anyone gonna show up at Bacardi? Who's coming? Who's coming to check us out?
People's got wondering, are you getting ready hat tonight? Also, it's supposed to be some weather. Some people say so.
Wear the hat tonight? Okay. You want me to wear the hat tonight, folks? You don't want to see my receding hairline? Okay, I'll wear the hat tonight. All right. This is this is ghetto, but all right, I have a daily hour. Well, it's not mine, it's my dad's, because like I said, I think you lose stuff like that on my boss and stuff. So, all right.
I saw Rajay was talking about his mug that he hasn't. I still don't have mine either, folks.
You don't have one? All right. Well, speak to the powers that be. I don't have them, folks. All right, let's shake this up.
Powers that be.
Shake it. All right. Who's it gonna be? Who's this week's winner? Let's. All right, it is Sherry, the last person in. Congratulations. Give us some props.
Back door, well done.
Yeah, congratulations to you, and give her some love. And yes, this is this big one, folks. Tomorrow night at the stadium, 7:30, Rhode Island FC against the Bermuda Select. I actually sent Connor a text on Thursday, and I said that I have booked my tickets. So I will be in Rhode Island for his first game on the 16th of March, but I have a guys' dinner tomorrow night at the same time, so I'm not going to be able to make the game. Charles, I don't start my new position with BCG until April 1st.
Yeah, the powers that be, bro.
Yeah, so I don't have any say in that until April 1st, brother Charles. That comes April 1st. I will be one of the powers that be come that day. Suzanne Ingham, she's asking a good question. Where can I get a TDH mug from? How much are they? I don't know how much they are, but you can email engage@thedailyhour.com, and either Keith or Shanta will let you know. So hit them up, and they will get you your mug. I should know how much they are, but again,
I'm gonna push this merch.
come April 2nd, I will know more about all the merch and everything. So bear with me. All right, Larry, you've got some daily inspiration for us?
I do, and my son actually helped me pick it out today.
All right, brother man.
Yeah, from the author Brian White.
Mhm.
Brian White, sorry. We never really grow up. We only learn how to act in public.
Say that again, please.
We never really grow up. We only learn how to act in public.
Ain't that something?
Yeah, fitting for today.
That is something.
Every day.
Yeah, like that's something. We never really grow up. We just get better at putting our best selves out.
Yeah.
All this to see. Yeah. I get that. I like that. Charles said April 2nd, Roger and Burp should be supplied. The audience gonna be seeing you in public saying, "Hey, Burp." that's what that was.
Yeah, I'm used to it. Like about 15 years ago, you did. I looked at you like, "Hey, you don't know me." But I don't care now.
Sherilyn Johnson, send us an email, engage@dailyhour.com. Suzanne Ingham, anyone who's interested in merch, just send an email to engage@dailyhour.com and we will get you some merch. I don't know the prices, but the ladies will definitely let you know. Folks, do us a favor. Don't forget to subscribe on the website, thedailyhour.com. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Lindos, and People's Pharmacy, for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you on Monday. All right. Please, if we don't see you at Bacardi tonight, make it a safe and a great weekend. He's Larry Marshall Jr. I am Jamal Hartman. We are is out. Peace.